Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
Last week, we watched Southland Tales.
This week, we're watching Blade Runner 2049.
The connection is dystopian sci-fi. Dystopian. Hello, and welcome to Oldie but a Goodie. My name's Zach. My co-host is named Sandra, and we here are in the future right now.
What? Are we?
Yeah, the future is here, Sandro. We have AI impersonators of people right now.
You are correct.
Yeah. There's AI out there that's already copying people and calling up your mum to send her faulty car bills or other things to scam her out of it, you know?
Oh my
It's
God.
happening. We're
That's
in
right.
the dystopia right now. We're literally him, Sandro.
We literally had a blackout in 2020, but it was a societal blackout, not a technology blackout, just like in this movie.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's true. Because of disease. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Dumb leaders. Aside from Dan Andrews, who was pretty good.
Fuck him.
We're already starting this off on a great.
Yeah. That's because we live in a dystopia, Sandro.
Whoa.
And goodness is gone. You could sell a tiny wooden horse for an entire real horse. It's dystopia.
Oh my goodness, it's Oldie but a Goodie, where we're watching movies that are vaguely related to movies we previously have watched last week. A Blade Runner. We did the first one a couple months ago, like half a year ago. Now we're doing the second one.
And we had some very controversial opinions about Blade Runner.
Did we?
Yeah, we said we liked it.
Oh my God, so controversial.
Yeah, I know. What, so controversial.
Whoa.
No one has ever said that about the Blade Runner series before.
Especially not men.
Especially not two white guys on a podcast. Never before.
Wow, we liked that one. Go check out that episode. It's episode 269. I remember that number because it was 69 and Sandy was on it, and she was on episode 69 as well. So it was pretty funny. Go listen to that.
She's done a good run of that one. Good on her.
She has. But Zach, yeah, we're reviewing Blade Runner 2049. I've seen this before. You haven't.
I have not seen this one before.
And so you picked it because you were like, I want to watch a good long movie.
Yeah. I just wanted to watch some actual fucking sci-fi movies.
Rude.
Because, spoiler, the connection of dystopian sci-fi implies the previous movie was a sci-fi, which it wasn't.
It was very vaguely. It definitely was a dystopian one, though.
That's true. You can check out last week's episode on that.
Yeah. But no, we're doing Blade Runner 2049. Zach, this came out obviously like many years after the first one. Blade Runner came out, it bombed, but it got a big cult following on the videos, and everyone was like, this movie's so smart and good, actually. So this movie came out, and it was like, what if we do a sequel? But it's also not really a sequel, but it also is a sequel. It's not a legacy sequel, I think is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
We're used to like legacy sequels nowadays, like Beetlejuice is kind of like a legacy sequel, where it's like the old things, and then the new things to kind of push it into, like Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's a legacy.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's a legacy sequel. This is not a legacy sequel.
It's kind of like a reboot, almost.
Yeah, like a soft reboot.
Yeah.
Whereas I think this, you could definitely watch this without knowing anything about Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this is a legacy sequel. I don't know.
There's several thoughts, but I was trying to think of like how the movie experience would be for someone who hadn't seen the previous one.
Yeah.
And how good that would have been. Because there was a lot of... We got a lot of, I I think it would have been almost better if you hadn't seen the first one.
Maybe.
It's kind of like watching the prequels before watching the main Star Wars series, right?
Yeah, you've got no context, but you're being thrown into a world that's, like, kind of interesting. Aside from all the stuff that isn't in the prequels. But, you know, like in this one.
Yeah. No, but it's like, it's interesting to think about for me, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But, Zach, what were your first impressions on this movie? We're going to do non-spoilers and then spoilers, by the way. Because we wouldn't do it the other way around, because that's dumb.
Sandro?
Yes.
He's literally me.
What?
He's literally me, though.
What do you mean?
I'm Ryan Gosling.
You're Ryan Gosling? What do you mean you're Ryan Gosling? What do you mean you're K? How are you K?
He's literally me, Sandro.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
There was a meme that came out when that movie came out. Everybody was saying, I'm actually Ryan Gosling.
I do not remember this.
I know, because it came out ages ago.
I'm looking this up right now.
Anyway, it's fine.
The movie's fine?
No, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. I was trying to think of one of the reviews mentioned. I didn't put it in the review section. I keep referencing it, but someone said, "I wish Harrison Ford wasn't advertised so much because his reveal would have been a really good reveal had he not been heavily advertised." And I agree with that.
Yep.
Because I'd never seen the film, but I knew he was in it, right?
Yeah.
I knew who most of the cast was in,
He's in all the posters, and it's like he's barely in this, and he's not even that important to the movie, but he's there.
Well, he is and he isn't. Like, he is, though, for the ending, right? Like,
I mean, he's an important plot device.
Yes, he's a plot device, not so much a character. No. Although, I think he plays it pretty well. It was all right for his, 5 minutes. Speaking of who was a great pick for this movie, which might be a controversial pick, but Jared Leto.
Really?
I mean, inspired pick.
Ugh.
They wanted someone who physically revolted me on screen and was a terrible human being, and they picked the best guy. As soon as he was on screen, I physically revolted from the movie.
That's fair.
And it only got worse.
It did.
What's really shocking to me, Sandro? Sorry, I just really need to say
What's really shocking?
What's really shocking is that they used just real life footage of Jared Leto in the
in his
actor's
house.
set.
Yeah,
being Jared Leto in this film where he stabbed someone. That was crazy to me.
Creeping on women. Just being a real gross dude.
Yeah, that was just taken from the dressing rehearsals. That was crazy.
Yeah. I don't forget that he's in this, but I kind of forget that he's in this. And then when his scenes come up, I'm like, oh, fuck, all right, here we go. We gotta wade through this. Because it kind of feels like he's just improvising, because everything that his character says sounds like something that Jared Leto would actually say.
Yeah, I found it very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just extremely uncomfortable, especially that first scene.
Ugh, yeah, for sure.
Later on, he's fine. It's whatever, but it's just ugh.
Yeah.
He has such a bad reputation. It always kind of sucks when an actor is in a film. It's like watching old movies. What was it? Goldfinger?
Oh, yeah. All of the James Bond ones.
Yeah. Oh, and the first movie we watched from 1920, the fucking one with all the Nazis in it, right? It's
yeah.
It's uncomfortable that the pieces of art that were made are tarnished by the people who are in it.
That's fair.
And it's a bit sad.
We all knew that he was a weirdo when this came out, though, so
yeah,
it was kind of tarnished at the time.
But there's kind of a difference, you know?
Yeah, I feel like he's only gotten worse since this came out.
His reputation has not improved since then.
I mean, he was in Morbius, so I don't know if he has a reputation. Let's be honest.
That's a fair point.
So your first impressions of this movie they're pretty good. You quite liked it?
Yeah, it was good. I'm still processing it.
Fair.
Normally, what I do is I watch a movie before bed and then I sleep on it, so my thoughts are still processed. I didn't do this time because my phone broke and I had to go get that repaired.
You did have to do that, yeah.
So I had to hastily watch this during the day, which is obviously not the best cinematic experience. This is definitely a movie I wish I had gone to see in IMAX or something.
Ah, yes. We'll get to that later.
This is definitely, and I'm sure you'll elaborate more on this, but a big a Dune-like experience.
Yeah, no, for sure. Did you watch this on your phone or on your computer?
Oh, I watched it on my computer.
On your computer.
at
Yeah,
least.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
I mean, on your TV, I should say. On your home TV.
yeah, no, I was watching this on like public transport. There was babies around, you know.
Oh, no.
And then all the tits came on screen, and I was like, ah, shit.
That does happen a lot when you watch movies for this podcast, though. So it's not really a joke.
The ones that I randomly decide to watch on a train a bit, there always some tatas pop up, and I'm like, well, close that. I'm gonna watch that when I get home, you know.
Okay, my first impressions of this are my first impressions you can actually hear, because this is one of the very rare times, I think it's the first time ever, where I'm re-reviewing a movie.
Whoa!
Because I reviewed this with Rob and Jen on Nerd Out, like when this came out.
What? You didn't tell me that.
You probably heard it.
I probably listened to it. Yeah, you're right.
It was ages ago. That was fucking, 7 years ago now? So long ago.
Oh, yeah, ages ago. Yeah. No, I had a vague recollection of it.
That's probably out somewhere, I don't know. But, yeah, I saw this in the theater by myself. There was no one else there.
Ooh. Oh, that would have been sweet. You were Ryan Gosling.
I was.
It was you. You were by yourself. Oh my god,
It was
he's
literally me.
you.
It was just me being alone in my male loneliness in the Blade Runner in the theater watching a movie about men, and I'm like, existence and things.
He's literally me.
And I think watching this on the big screen, I was like in awe of everything, because this is before, so it's directed by Denis Villeneuve, who just recently did Dune and Dune Part 2, and he's going to be doing Dune Messiah.
What movies?
Dune, Zach.
Never heard of those.
Zach, Dune.
Dune?
We've reviewed Part 1. We didn't really talk about Part 2.
We didn't talk. Oh man, we should review Part 2.
We should do Part 2. Part 2's it's fucking good. It's probably the best film of the year. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it.
Look. Part 1 and Part 2, they fucking nailed Dune. I don't know. They did a really good job.
They did.
I had a lot of gripes with 1, and I have a lot of gripes with 2, but like overall, they did Dune a solid. Like this is what the Dune movies should have been.
Should have been. There's a couple small things, in them where I'm like, oh, I wouldn't do that, but you know.
Yeah, it's like, what the doctor? He's supposed to have more time on screen. The doctor doesn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Yui's barely in it.
What the fuck?
I like my 12-year-old screaming toddler from the David Lynch one that's not in Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Where's that?
I like my Baron Harkonians like I like my fields of mold.
Yes.
Fucking gross.
What a good
and
movie.
at least they delivered on that one.
I'm glad that both versions of Dune exist. And I'm looking forward to watching Dune Prophecy, which is out now. It might be good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But we're not talking about that. Because, I think when I saw this on the big screen, very similar to when I saw Dune, this is a big screen movie. This is a movie that you watch on a big screen because it's all about scale, all the visual effects and stuff, and, like, you can see why he got Dune after this. Like, this movie is so similar to what those movies are like and what the Dune books, like, how they should be adapted.
Yeah. It's got the right tone.
Yeah. This almost feels like it could be a prequel. This honestly feels like this could be the start of the Butlerian War.
So true.
This is where it starts.
I was about to say, this is the DCU.
Yeah.
The Dune cinematic universe.
Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know how far into the future Aliens goes, but, obviously Blade Runner is a prequel to Alien, and Predator also exists in this universe.
Yeah. We all know this.
Yeah, we all know this. Go and listen to episode 269 where I try and explain the fucking weird lore.
No, it's fact. It's fact now. It's canon.
Yeah, but after all of that, after all the Alien movies, then we get the Butlerian AI war, which then leads into Dune.
It makes sense.
It's all connected, Zach.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Look, you are a prophet, and I have been converted, I believe all of this fully.
Yeah. But I hadn't rewatched this movie since I saw it in the cinema by myself, where I freaking fucking loved it. And rewatching it, I think my opinion's mellowed just a little bit. I remember on the Blade Runner episode, I said that I think this one's a lot better than the first one. I'm changing that. I honestly, I don't know if I prefer the first one, but I think they're both as good as each other in very different ways.
Interesting.
And there's some small things in this movie where I'm like, oh, I would have liked more of that. Or I'm like, that one effect looks like a video game, or I'm like, why is Harrison Ford kind of not doing anything in this movie?
He does exactly enough that he wrote down in the contract that he would sign.
That he would do. But I think that this is a great movie. We'll get into it more in spoilers, but...
You know, in his contract, it said, I need to have whiskey on set.
Yes.
And then fucking Johnny Walker Black Label was like, we got you, fam. We got our brand set in stone there.
I think it's interesting because I think I love Blade Runner 1 because of the atmosphere and the vibe that it has. Whereas I think because we've gotten the Dune movies, the vibe and atmosphere of this movie is kind of done better in the Dune movies. So I'm maybe a little bit harsher on this movie now because I'm like, but he did Dune and he took everything that he did in this and just did it again, but slightly better in Dune. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's just because... You know, he got better at his craft.
Yeah,
people got more confident in him, you know.
Got a fuck ton more money.
Yeah. Like, so it's not necessarily his fault.
Oh, no, definitely not.
I think I liked the first one better.
Yeah. I think the first one's got a better story as well.
Yeah, that's why I like it better. And that's the only reason I like it better, because there's only like a few key things about this movie.
Yeah.
And I'll probably jump straight to it once we get into spoilers.
Yeah.
But I liked the story better in the first one, but only a little bit. I like this movie a lot.
Yeah, right.
I like this movie. This was great. And I think if it was a cinematic experience...
Yeah, if you watch it in the cinema.
It would beat it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it works better as a cinematic... Like, what his skill is making a movie theater, like, awesome. Like, sitting in a movie theater, this would have been great.
I mean, watching Dune Part 2 at IMAX was incredible. It was ground shaking. I can't describe it.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Whereas I feel like the first movie, even if you watched it on like a box television set with like static going through it, that would only enhance your cinematic experience watching the movie.
Like
right?
Blade Runner is like, the first one is like a VHS movie.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's an IMAX movie.
Yeah. They're both great. They're both delicious, fantastic movies. But they're just a little different.
A little bit different. Also, this movie's got some stuff in it where I'm like, if it's this on purpose, then hell yeah. But if it's accidentally this, then that harms my thoughts in the movie a little bit. I'm mainly talking about Ana de Armas here. I'm mainly talking about the female characters in this movie.
I think they had to have hired Jared Leto on purpose. Like, I think that can't be an accident, Sandro.
I see how you misconstrued my point there. Oh, but Zach. Oh, we should very briefly say, and this was something I picked up in our Southland Tales review. When we're doing non-spoilers, we should probably give a very brief, spoiler-free synopsis just for people who are like, what is this movie about? It's about Ryan Gosling and he's got to solve a mystery.
Yeah.
And then he's like, who am I? That's pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty much it.
Are we doing spoilers now?
We'll get into spoilers in a second, but Zach, very quickly, I do want to say as well, one other thing is there are some prequels to this. There are some short films.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening with the Blade Runner franchise.
Yeah, we'll get to stuff that came out after this, after we do spoilers, but stuff that came out before this, there were 3 short movies that were made to explore key events in the Blade Runner world.
Yep.
We had the Blade Runner Blackout story, so the whole story about the Blackout.
Right, yep.
That's like an anime short.
Ooh.
We had one called Blade Runner 2036, which focuses on Jared Leto, I believe.
Ew.
And Benedict Wong, maybe?
Pog.
Who is from Doctor Strange and stuff. He's there.
Yeah.
And then there's also one that follows Dave Bautista, who's at the very start of the movie, kind of like leading directly into what he's all about at the start of the movie.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Because I did see him in this, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. What's Drax do? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it'd be cool to see him in the sort of prequel to this, to see like what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, I've never watched them. I've always wanted to, and I had it in the back of my head when I was watching this one that I should go back to them, but I haven't had a chance to. But I think they're on YouTube, maybe? They're probably somewhere.
Yeah.
But they're out there. But that's kind of what I like about this movie as well, and I think this is okay to say in non-spoilers, but this movie is like, it's like we're just like peeking back into the world of Blade Runner.
Yeah.
There's so much that's like hinted at but never actually explored in this movie, where you're like, oh, that's a small element that's happening behind the scenes in this world that we get for one scene. And then we never see potentially that group of people ever again. We don't really know who they are or what they're doing, but we get like a brief, and it's like a recognizable actor. And you're like, what are they doing there? Oh, we're not going to see them again. Okay, but what are they doing though? What are they up to?
Yeah.
Like, there's like a bunch of that, which I find that's almost what Jared Leto's character is as well.
Oh, yeah.
But he's only in this when it makes sense for the characters to meet him. We never cut to him and his big grand plan.
Yeah.
We only ever see his world when the main characters go to see him.
It's true. Yeah.
Which is really interesting. I think that's a really cool way to do a sequel, because we're never going to explore this world. The next Blade Runner thing is set 50 years after this.
Yeah.
The next one that they're working on right now, so...
Oh, never say never, Sandro. We could get a Prime Video series where they get only a quarter of the story in between two books where they're allowed to do any sort of filming and
Lord
then
of the Rings.
stretch it out.
I was very confused as to what you're...
Stretch it out into an entire series that completely kills my joy for the franchise.
Apparently season 2 is better, but I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, no, we are getting an Amazon TV show called Blade Runner 2099, Zach.
Yeah.
Which is about Michelle Yeoh as like I'm a Blade Runner, but I'm close to retiring. She's like an older Blade Runner.
Oh, shit.
Which I think is going to be fucking sick. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, that does sound pretty cool.
And everyone involved with this movie is also involved in that, so that'll be...
Yeah.
That'll be cool. Anyway.
I will say, you have to be careful when you're doing the whole, like, here's a tiny portion of this world... and there it goes. You can wonder about that. It's kind of gone now, sort of thing. Like, because if you just keep doing that, people are going to be like, yeah, but can you actually show me something cool?
Yeah.
Can you just not hint at it constantly?
Are you referencing last week's movie, Zach?
No.
Oh.
No.
I thought you were.
I was completely unrelated to that piece of shit movie. But
yeah.
I think this movie does well. Like, it's showing you like all the important bits, and it's a cool movie.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good world building with those little snippets.
Yeah, it's like world building where you do the world building yourself, which I think is cool.
Yeah. There's a bit of creative liberty.
Yeah.
But it's cool to know that, like, even though I've been dunking on him, like, Jared Leto's character, Dave Bautista, well, technically Harrison Ford's character.
I mean, yeah, he has some supplement material, doesn't he?
Yeah, right? Like, all of those characters, they have short times in this movie, but they have other stuff you can go check out if you want to learn about their story, right?
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, this is Ryan Gosling's movie. And everyone else is in it, but it's not their movie. This is about Ryan Gosling. And let me tell you what, he's gosling it up. Ew.
I hated that.
Zach, is this an oldie or a goodie?
Technically, I would also argue it's Sivlana Hooks.
Sivlana Hooks?
Yes, Sivlana Hooks.
Who does she play?
The bad lady.
Oh, I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree.
I would argue it's also her movie as well, because we also follow her throughout this movie. It's her and Ryan Gosling are like the two main characters. You have the protagonist and the antagonist.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And it's their two we follow. Because we learn about Jared Leto whenever she visits him, right?
That's a good point. We only get Jared Leto scenes when Love is hanging out with him.
Yes, exactly,
true,
right?
True.
And like, we see other characters, but only if Ryan Gosling, or I should say, Officer K and or Love is present.
Yeah.
Those are the two characters we always see. We never see anyone else, by themselves or whatever.
That's true. We don't even see Harrison Ford. Like, there's scenes here where we only see Harrison Ford if he's hanging out with either of those two characters.
Yeah.
Like, we don't ever see him outside of that. So, yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I would argue they are the two main characters.
I like this. I don't think there's much else to really say. They resurrect Rachel in this through similar technology that they did for Rogue One with Carrie Fisher. But I think it works here because her character was an android to start with, so it makes sense.
Yeah. It's still a a little yikes.
Well, she was alive, so I think it's okay. I think she gave them permission to do this.
Yeah. But it's also funny because they also like purposely did it wrong for the movie.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of there's a lot of irony, I should say. Not a little bit. There's a lot of irony there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love David Dustamulchan.
David. Oh, Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, he shows up. He's from Dune as well. So many actors like who were in this. I'm like, hey, they're in Dune.
Thank God Jared Leto's not in Dune yet.
Oh fuck, who would he play?
One of the Harkonians for sure. He would fit
Probably
right
like
in.
Austin Butler's role.
He would smooch his nephew.
Sure, he would.
He would be fucking in a pool of oil, like lathering his abs up, you know?
Yeah.
He would love it. He would be eating live rats, you know?
He would.
He's a Harkonian for sure.
That's true. Zach, though, let's move on to spoilers. I'm going to give this a big, solid goodie. I think this is great. If you haven't seen Blade Runner, you can watch this by itself, but maybe watch both of them.
Yeah.
Because they're both pretty good. And they're both about as good as each other, I think. They're both really, really solid movies. I think the first one's maybe slightly better. Which, if you told me 2 weeks ago, Zach, that my opinion on the Blade Runner movies would change that dramatically, I would have slapped you.
Whoa.
I wouldn't have. But I would have been like, what the fuck?
Well, then you would have slapped me less than normal.
I don't know how I feel about that. Starkey, edit that one out. I'm editing this one. Fuck. Oh yeah, we got a new editor. He's not editing this one, but shout out to Starkey.
Hi, I'm the new editor. A couple quick things. Sandra does not slap Zach, and as it turns out, I am editing this episode. So, yeah, thanks for listening.
What a cool dude.
Yeah, he is cool.
I'm giving this one a goodie.
Whoa!
I think your opinion has changed because did you rewatch this movie, Sandro?
I did rewatch this movie.
Did you watch it in a cinema?
No, I watched it at home.
See?
Yeah.
There's the problem,
That's
right?
it.
If you watched it in a cinema, you would have been like, boom, this movie's better than the old one. Old one's trash. I love this new movie. It's great.
But I feel like that's kind of like, I feel like a movie has to work in both. I feel like a movie can't just be an IMAX movie.
Not necessarily. Like, if you go and see it for the experience,
Yes,
I should say.
Experience.
You that memory is forged into your brain as that experience. And I think that's worthy of its own praise, is the cinematic experience of a movie.
For sure.
Like, you don't have to design a thing for everything.
Yeah.
But, like, certainly I think it's good if it works on everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a goodie for me.
Yeah, it's a goodie.
It was a good one. I liked it a lot. There was some points, and we will talk about them.
Talk about them?
And it was cool.
Very shortly.
And I liked it.
But Zach, before we talk about them, I know I said that we'll get right into spoilers, but guess what? Just like a bloody android. No, call me a human, because I'm lying over here.
Whoa!
Zach, this movie cost somewhere between $150 and $185 million. How much do you think it made in the box office?
150 and 100 and what, sorry?
185 million.
85 million.
This was a very big, expensive movie.
Didn't this bomb? I'm sure I heard something where it's like, but it was during that period of like, everything was like bombing because they spend too much money on marketing and bullshit, and they're like, this movie has to make $1 quadrillion or we will consider this movie a failure. And it's like, what the, like the D&D movie failed.
Yeah, it did.
Even though it like made millions in the box office. It was really good. Everybody loved it. And it still failed because they are shit with money. Anyway.
I mean, that's still happening now. It was happening less in 2017. Like, we had we had 4 movies make $1 billion that year. So, it's a big year. It's a big year for movies.
That's true. Yeah, look, I'm going to say it made $1 million.
1 million?
Well, I'm going to say...
It's hard to do it for modern movies.
300 million.
Oh, gosh, you were very close. It made 276 million, yes. So
76. There you go.
that is a bomb. It did technically bomb.
It was like, but what? But it made like 100 extra million, right?
Yeah, well, because like you take the budget and then you double it to account for marketing.
Sandro, what you just said was a pile of fucking bullshit, is what you just said.
Because movies should not only be made to make money, and also, why are movies so expensive? Fucking hell. It's so stupid.
And also, what do you mean? oh, so you take the original budget, but you double that and you estimate, and then you take it apart, and it didn't make $1 billion, so it's a commercial failure. And we fucking hate it.
This is true.
I was like, what? What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah.
How did you? What?
But thankfully, it didn't kill the franchise like a lot of bombs
Thank
usually
fucking
do.
God. Yeah, it's just it's ridiculous to me.
For sure. To help it a bomb, there's one tagline that I got to give you right now. The key to the future is finally unearthed. That's the only tagline this movie had, but I like it. I like it.
I like the. It's kind of a spoiler, but not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is a spoiler, but you don't know it's a spoiler because you have no context.
Yeah.
But it's also but it also works for the rest of
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is probably a big thumbs up from me.
Ooh.
A post thumbs up though.
Ooh.
Going into it, I'm like, it's a shaky thumbs up. It's like it's a okay tagline. It's not the best.
Yeah.
After this movie, I'm like, that was a great tagline.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you know why this movie's so good? It's because it's written by the same guy who wrote the first one.
Ah, well, that would help.
And then it's also written by the guy who wrote Logan as well. They both wrote it. That's why
that would help.
That's why it's pretty good.
Hey, those are some good fucking writers.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Well, yeehaw! I've been dreaming lately, listener. I've been sleeping in my bed, and you know what I dreamed of? I dreamed that Sandro and Zach from Oldie But a Goodie released a new episode on patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie pod. And then I woke up, and they had. So I'm here to record this ad for it. They reviewed Freddy vs. Jason. It's the 11th Friday the 13th movie, and Freddy Krueger's in it. Here's a clip.
I liked when Freddy turned into a weird grub CGI monster and then got high.
The high caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland or some shit, but it's Freddy Krueger. What the fuck was that? Who came up with that?
I don't know. It didn't make any fucking sense.
So dumb.
But it's so funny because the high guy's like, yeah, this caterpillar gets it.
Yeah. That was such a weird scene.
And then he follows it, and then he swallows the caterpillar because the caterpillar crawls inside him, and then he's mind controlling him to tip out all the pills. And I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Crazy.
They had writers for this.
Yeah.
It's more than I can say for a lot of things that came out, like Godzilla vs. no.
If I sounded a little different, a little more screechy at the start of this promo, that's because I just woke up and I had to record the episode. But yeah, Sandro and Zach reviewed Freddy vs. Jason, the latest in their long line of Jason Voorhees reviews. That's on patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie pod if you want to get it and support the show. And you can also get ad-free episodes up there, plus a massive back catalog. I mean, there's back... I'm an American. Yeehaw! Alright, let's get into spoilers. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Blade Runner, watch out, we're gonna spoil it. Ryan Gosling, he is a replicant. That's not a spoiler. We knew that. We know that from the start.
No, Sandro.
What?
You've got that wrong already.
What?
Ryan Gosling is literally me.
Oh my gosh.
Sandro.
But Ryan Gosling's literally me. I guess we're both Ryan Gosling then.
It makes sense. That checks out. That is the most sensical thing you have said so
Yes.
far. My new favorite word is sensical.
Sensical. I like it. We'll keep using it. Keep putting it into episodes. It'll stick at some point.
I'm bringing it back.
I like this recent format we've done where we kind of very briefly go over the plot at the start and then we just kind of talk about the stuff that we like in the movie.
Well, I'm going to ruin that, Sandro, because I say when Ryan Gosling is figuring it all out, they shouldn't have flashed the girl on screen to be like, they did like a 2-second montage of all his like recent things that he had seen.
Oh, right,
which included the girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's the girl. If the movie hadn't done that, I would have been able to figure it out through context clues, but it just literally gave me the answer.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't thinking about it, and I went, damn it, why did you, like, just blatantly tell me the answer?
That's fair.
Instead of letting me figure it out.
And even if you didn't figure it out, it still would have probably worked really well if you're like, wait, hang on.
Yeah, exactly, right?
He's taking Harrison Ford to that person.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like, then he goes to her, and I would have been like, oh, wait, that makes sense, because she would have put the memories of her own memories into it. That's why she was crying earlier.
Yeah.
But no, they had that second in the montage where he thinks about her, and I'm like, damn it. You just ruined what could have been a really great moment for me.
That's so interesting.
That was a gripe I had with the film. Fuck him.
That's a pretty fair gripe, and it's interesting to me that I'm remembering your thoughts on Dune Part 1, and your problems with that movie were also the random montage flashes that happened during that movie.
It's true. Stop doing them. What are your dream sequences? Fuck off. Let me watch the film. I don't need dream sequences.
So I think that you're just a big fan of Denis Villeneuve, aside from his bloody dream sequences.
Yeah, fucking dream sequences, dude.
That's the only thing you don't like about him.
Look, says the guys who did 2 years of coma, dreams.
It's true, we did do that, didn't we?
Plotline.
The general plot of this is, so Harrison Ford and, Deckard and Rachel had a baby.
Yeah.
And that's crazy, because what the fuck? Replicants aren't meant to have babies.
What?
And
Impossible.
Ryan Gosling finds this out, and then the Princess Bride is like, you gotta go kill that baby.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right. So he's walking around, and he's like, maybe I'm the baby. Whoa, I think I'm the baby. Bloody heck, I'm the bloody baby. Harrison Ford's I'm not the baby. I'm dead now, actually. That's pretty much the whole movie.
And the movie had me for a bit. I was like, oh my god, Ryan Gosling's the baby.
It flags so hard that he's the baby. You have to think it. And it does it in a way where I feel like it might not work for some people because it's so obvious that that's what the movie's trying to tell you. But then also, I think it's just enough for other people that they'll be like, I'm figuring this out. I think he's the baby.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Well, the thing was, from the first note, I was like, oh, he's going to be the baby, right?
Yeah.
But then it flagged super hard, and I'm like, wait, he is the baby. I guess I was right? That's weird.
Yeah,
I'm usually a dum-dum. And then the movie was like, psych, you're a dum-dum. And I was like, there it is.
He kind of was the baby, because what happened was, for the baby...
No, because he is the baby.
To escape, they needed to make a replicant who had the memories of the baby, so that's kind of like a red herring for anyone who's looking for the baby.
Yeah.
So he was kind of the baby, but he also was not the baby.
He was kind of the baby, because he got her memories. But was her memories putting him on purpose?
Yes.
Specifically, or was it like she makes memories for replicants and then just puts her own memories in them sometimes, right?
She just happens to put her own memories into everyone, just random. I mean, that's also possible.
Well, no, not just sometimes, That's what I'm saying. I'm throwing it out. But I think your theory makes more sense. I'm just saying it could have happened like that.
There's a lot in this movie that kind of it doesn't answer it. It just never says you can kind of figure it out yourself.
Although, I liked the Dream Crafter.
Yeah. Because
it's like the Gene Crafter in the first movie, right?
The guy who makes the eyeballs and shit.
Yeah, and all that sort of thing. It, had direct parallels, and I liked both their characters. I liked the ideas behind them. It was great.
Yeah. No, it's good. I like how often this movie does that. It, brings back things that it's similar to the first one, but it doesn't do it in a way where it's like, hey, look at this thing from the first one.
Yeah.
There's only really one time where it does that, and that's when Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling are in the casino.
Yeah, Harrison Ford shows up. I'm like, oh my god, he was in the first one.
That's true. But also, I mean, that's not true. They have it with the origami guy coming back as well. That was kind of like it's the thing from the foot. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
That was a little bit like that. But the big one that I think they do it as a joke, which is usually when I'm like, that's enough. Let's stop bringing things back and be like, ha, look how funny this is. The only time they do that is in the casino when Elvis sings Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, and Harrison Ford is like, I bloody love this song. Because it's in the first one, that movie plays in his apartment. That song plays in his apartment.
Yeah, and then they fuck.
Yep. Well, not really. Not consensually.
Not consensually. I forgot about that. Yikes.
But yeah, Ryan Gosling's so good in this movie. He is great. He plays a character who he's just not doing anything. He's a replicant. He plays a replicant so well, where I'm like, this man is not responding to things how a man should respond to.
Sandro, you're wrong. Because he responds to them how I would. Because he's literally me. No, but you're right. He does a replicant really well in the fact that, yeah, he's very emotionless throughout the movie.
Yeah.
In a way, but it feels realistic because he's also trying to find himself. And throughout the movie, he sort of gains more emotions, right?
He becomes more like hopeful, but also like more like way less hopeful as well at the same time. It's really interesting.
Yeah, no, but he gains emotions because like earlier in the film they have that like test, the literal robot test.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to pass that to be all clear, but he like fails it later on because he's shaken up, you know?
That's right. That's true.
That's great.
Yeah. No, he's quite good in this. Whenever, like, I remember when this came out, everyone was like, it's the same thing that always happens whenever he's cast in a movie. Everyone's like, oh my god, bloody Ryan Gosling, oh, bloody Notebook, oh, what's this rom-com Blade Runner gonna be? And then everyone's like, oh. I forgot that he's really good in these movies, actually.
Never seen that one. I just think Ryan Gosling's a good actor.
He's great.
Just throwing it out there. I think he's really good.
He's really good. He disappears into all his movies, aside from La La Land, which is a piece of shit. Anyway,
No, that's his most real one. XD Lamau, no, I think he's okay. I think he's a nice guy. Unlike Jared Leto, who I will continue to dunk on for the rest of the podcast.
I've got a note here where, and I sent it to you whenever he showed up. I was like, ew, Jared Leto vomit emoji in my notes. I don't use emojis in my notes, but I did for that one.
Yeah, but he did for the deserve. It's so... You know what? It's a good fun to dunk on Jared Leto because
it is.
Of the leaks of him being such a piece of shit cast member of the Joker, right?
Oh, yeah, where he sent condoms to people.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, fucking hell.
From then on, I swore against Jared Leto. And you know what? He hasn't done much to improve his image. He's my least favorite furry, I will say.
Wait, he's a furry?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm going to show you a video after this podcast, but he is in a full furry costume.
That sounds amazing. That sounds so good.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's why, the problem with Jared Leto is that he's the worst, and he's also in so many good movies.
Yeah.
Not, great movies, but movies where I'm like, damn, why is he in this? God damn it. Like, he's in Tron 3, which is coming out next year, and I'm like, I love Tron. Get him out of that shit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's definitely got his Hollywood connections. You know, he's able to sneak into things and just and permeate through them.
He does do that. Speaking of permeating, Harrison Ford's in this as Rick Deckard. He's back again. Yeah, it's interesting in this one because that character, you did all you can with Harrison Ford's character in the first one. So in this movie, he isn't really a character. He's just kind of there because he did a thing and he had a kid. And now he's like, oh, no, I did my duty for the kid. I left the kid alone. Here's some exposition. Oh, I'm kidnapped. Oh, save me, lol. And that's kind of his whole character.
Yeah, but I liked the idea behind his character because we don't see him do anything.
No, yeah, we don't.
But, we see where he's lived.
Yes.
And there's a lot of context clues as to what he's just been doing.
Which I love. Because, I feel like the story of Harrison Ford's character continues after Blade Runner. We could have another one of him after Blade Runner.
It's true.
And then I feel like the story of Deckard stops for this movie and then starts again after this movie. What does he do after this? I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what he does after this. What he does in this movie is not very important at all.
Harrison Ford, if you die, we're resurrecting your corpse and we're making you, we're forcing every single drop of Hollywood out of this man.
That's right.
You can see the, decrepit bones of this man as Hollywood squeezes every drop out of him.
82-year-old man, yeah.
And he's like, just stop. Just let me retire.
All he wants to do is just be a pilot. Is just get high and crash his plane.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's all he wants to do.
I can relate.
Yeah.
Because Harrison Ford is literally me.
He's, oh no, no.
Dude, what does he do when he retires? He goes, get some bees.
Yep.
He gets a dog. He drinks whiskey all day.
He does.
Sandro, he's literally me.
He's literally you. Well, the thing about Harrison Ford, though, is like...
He quotes Treasure Island.
Oh my god, he does. He is literally you.
Sandro, he's literally me.
He has a kid that he hasn't talked to for 20 years.
I famously love Treasure Island.
Yeah, exactly.
That was probably my biggest moment in this film, was when they quoted Treasure Island. I went, whoa, oh my god.
Did you go like, that's from Treasure Island before Ryan Gosling said that's from Treasure Island? Or did you...
No, I went, was that a Treasure Island reference? And then he goes, Treasure Island, and I went, oh, I soy boy pogged. Like, I was like...
You did the thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, it is a reference.
I feel like Harrison Ford, like, he likes every franchise that he's a part of aside from Star Wars.
Yeah.
So you could get him back for another one. I don't think they would, because the next Blade Runner is set 50 years after this, so there's no way that his character's alive. That's just not possible.
They make a replicant of him, Sandro.
But an old replicant who's useless and doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Well, like, replicants age. We know that, right?
That's true.
So they could have, like, they start making replicants of him because he was, like, the best Blade Runner, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And then they just have, like, hundreds of Harrison Ford. This is going to be awful, by the way, because they would have to make young Harrison Fords again. Just like in the Indiana Jones movies.
That looked fine in Dial of Destiny. It wasn't great, but it looked alright.
But they just have, like, hundreds of those ones. And they're like, he was the best Blade Runner, well, let's make 100 of those. But of course, they, like, all go rogue. Because they made after a guy who went rogue, and they don't see that coming.
This sounds terrible. This actually sounds awful.
What do you mean? No. Because then you have another Blade Runner that has to go down and hunt Harrison Ford.
Kill all the Harrison Fords.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah. And that person is Tom Cruise. Yeah. Tom Cruise versus Harrison Ford.
Ooh, I want Danny DeVito as my Blade Runner.
Oh, he also just turned 80. He's also in his 80s now.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
And he's too old for this shit.
Oh, speaking of too old for this shit, Drax is... I don't know what that segue was.
Yeah?
Yeah, that opening with Drax is so good. Like, you've got...
It's a great opening.
You get the opening text, which is like... the company that made replicants in the first one, they aren't making them anymore. And now Jared Leto is, and his replicants are better.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which is a weird, like, they banned replicants because they were really bad. But then this company made them better. So they were like, okay, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll see no problem with this.
For sure, yeah.
Which is funny. But obviously, like, in between that, it would have been like, there would have been lobbying and all this shit. But it just states that. And it's just really funny to me that they were like, no, we can't make these anymore. They're too dangerous. And then they're like, oh, wait, you made them again, but better. Okay, go ahead.
It's kind of like how, like, Star Wars Episode 7 with the First Order controlling the galaxy again.
Yeah.
After Trump's re-election, it's completely plausible that this shit would happen. It's completely plausible that humanity would be like, man, that was shit. Anyway, let's do it again. It makes complete sense that Palpatine returned, Zach. That's all I'm saying. It actually, like... It felt like bad writing at the time, but we went and bloody did it. So.
Oh my god. You're so right, Sandro.
I think I stole that from Twitter.
They hated him because Jesus spoke the truth. Sandro, you are a prophet. Sandro, you are the Lisan al-Gib.
I stole that from Twitter. That's not my joke.
Sandro, you're the Lisan al-Gib.
Speaking of Jared Leto, as much as I hate him, his plan in this movie is fucked, and I like it. How he's like, replicants, I want them to have kids because I want an endless supply of slaves for all of the planets. Yeah. And I was like, fuck,
makes sense.
That's dark.
I mean, yeah.
You want to give replicants the opportunity to procreate purely so that those kids can be born into slavery.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, that's dark though, man. That's dark.
But it's interesting because if they let Jared Leto win, the replicants he make improved. It's better for replicants as a whole, right?
It's better for them as people, which they are.
Yeah. No. But here's what's going to happen. You're just going to have, like, you're going to have the slaves want to revolt even more.
Oh, right. Yeah, for sure.
Like, think about because, like, the resistance leaders, like, with replicants being able to have babies, we can now, like, we can control our own destinies. So if they let Jared Leto win, they would have more opportunities to do that. I'm not saying it would be good at first, but they're revolting at some point, right?
Oh, they 100% are, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to talk about them as well. That was who I hinted at in the spoiler-free section, was that, we get a replicant resistance.
Yes.
Which we only see for one scene.
Which is interesting.
Which is really interesting. And it's interesting, like, I don't know if it's meant to be a comment on society or whatever, but, like, the fact that these replicants are trying to fight for their freedom, yet they also... It's kind of fucked what they did to give Harrison Ford's daughter her freedom, which was make another replicant think that he's the kid. Like, it's kind of a little bit fucked when you think about it. When they're like, the way that we will be free is by intentionally sabotaging one of our people who are trying to get free.
It's the few for the many, Sandra.
I mean, true, but also, like, did we learn nothing from Dune?
It's also... He was never supposed to think those were real memories.
Yeah. Well, because he's aware that he's a replicant, so...
Yes. So, and literally for most of the movie, he's like, oh, those were fake memories, right?
Yeah.
So... In that aspect, sure, they gave him, like, some fake memories, but literally everyone gets fake memories. These just so happened to be real memories from another person, so he could be a cop-out red herring if they needed, right?
For sure. It's just interesting because it is, like, what they did. While, yes, it makes sense, it is a little bit unethical, which I think is interesting because it shows that the replicants are also just human and also just kind of do fucked things.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, it's kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
It's kind of a cool way to do it. Like, it's a really interesting way to do it.
I think it makes sense because, like, resistances, they have to do fucked up things to win, They gotta murder a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
In war, there are no winners, only the losers. Like, it's a bloody battle, There's a lot.
That's right. Let's talk about Joy. Let's talk about Joy for a bit. So... Ryan Gosling, he's got an AI girlfriend.
Hell yeah, brother. Literally me, though. Sandro, we are living in this society right now.
We are everyone has parasocial relationships with some random girl on their phone. It's true.
Yeah. There's been an influx of fucking AI girlfriends just everywhere.
There has been, hasn't there? Yeah.
Yep, and it's been causing a lot of problems because of low mental health standards that are common amongst today's society. Yay!
Wow, we live in a society.
We do live in a society.
She's played by Ana de Armas. She's good in Knives Out and James Bond. I like her in some things. I think she's pretty good in this. The character is... interesting because on one hand it's kind of misogynistic, but also that's kind of the point, but also is it? Am I projecting onto the fact that the point is that literally every female character we see in Blade Runner is an object and is treated like an object?
No.
Yeah?
Robin Wright was a cool cop lady.
Yeah, but Robin Wright doesn't have long hair, Zach.
Oh,
She's
sorry. I forgot. Yes, you specified every character with long hair that was a woman.
No, you're right.
Because, of course, I was going to bring up the Resistance lady, of course, as well. But she didn't have long hair, so...
Oh, but the Resistance lady is literally a sex bot.
Yeah, but, like...
So...
Yeah, but that's just a disguise they put on, because that's what the men want them to be, right?
You're right with Robin Wright. That is a good point. But every other character, I mean, like, Mackenzie Davis is in this. She's also... I think she's a sex replicant. I don't know if she's a replicant. Oh, no, she's in the Resistance, so she definitely is. But there's her...
No. Mackenzie Davis is specifically not a replicant.
Really?
In this movie. Yeah. She literally goes like, oh, why don't you check my eye? Because she's not a replicant. It's not shown in the thing, but the whole point is she's not a replicant. I think she's just working with the Resistance.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 19% sure. She could turn out to be a replicant, actually, but I'm pretty sure she's like literally supposed to not be.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure with her. My partner thought that she was human as well because she has the line where Ryan Gosling is like, I don't want you to get out of here. And she's like, oh, I see that you don't like real girls. And I just thought that was about how she sees that he's got joy and joy is literally not real. As in she's a hologram. She mentally she is real because she has actual reactions to actual things.
Sandro, I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree, and this is my opinion, not something I read earlier and paraphrasing to you, but everything she does, Joy, is all just a programmed AI response to what he does. It's all about...
You reckon?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing, right? It's a bot made to love you, right?
Yes.
So how can their reactions be real? But he's also a robot that was made, right?
Yes.
So how are his reactions real? But we know his reactions are real because he learns to feel.
And also because of his memories.
So are her reactions real? Or is she just a programmed AI that doesn't actually feel for him? She just says her love is artificial? Is it? I don't know, right?
I think that she is a little bit real, but also, I don't know.
Is she though? Is she though, Sandra? But what is real? Like,
true.
What level of emotion do you have to feel before it's real, right?
I mean,
if
fair.
you're programmed to love, is your love real?
Well, she's not programmed to love. She's programmed to be whoever you want her to be, Zach. And Ryan Gosling, he just needs just love.
Right?
So
yeah, but is her
love
real? That's the question I'm posing to you right now.
I don't know, maybe. I don't see...
That's the correct answer.
I'll need to watch it again now, because I watched it through the eyes of she is also a replicant, but she's just like a more commercial replicant, so she's not as self-aware, but she definitely is self-aware from what I saw. The giant naked hologram version of her is not.
No, but I was thinking about it, and then I read something, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I agree with it. I was thinking, because of the AI chatbots that are infesting, unfortunately, the real world.
And your men are committing murder for them.
Yeah, right.
Because they told them to.
Is Joy the same way? Is she just an AI?
Maybe.
Right? Because, hear me out.
Is Ryan Gosling not an AI, though?
No, he's a replicant. He's made of human flesh.
Oh, right, for sure.
He's made in a tank, right? His DNA is tailored and all. He's grown and all these sort of things, right? But he's still made of human stuff. He's not made of circuitry and chips. But like, you could argue there isn't a difference, right?
Yes.
If they think the same, the brain circuits are made of flesh, but like, circuits are circuits, right?
Yeah.
So you could argue both ways. I'm just pointing out that in this movie, you could argue it both ways. You could say her love is real, or you could say it's not.
And I love that about this movie, how there's so much in this movie that you can do that to. And I think that's really cool.
I definitely like this a lot, except for that one moment when he has a flashback and it pretty much tells you the fucking story.
That's fair.
Which pissed me the fuck off, because the rest of the film does a really great job at showing you and not, like, telling you.
Yes.
And you can kind of like piece together the story for yourself and translate it and interpret it differently.
Yeah.
It is like art,
Yeah,
you know? It's
true.
good.
But Zach, speaking of Joy, my partner actually had one very quick theory.
Oh, I thought you were going to say she just liked it.
I mean,
she was joyous.
Because it's a good movie. My partner quite liked this. But my theory regarding Joy, because we see when Kay goes to visit Jared Leto, Love says, how are you liking Joy? Which implies that Love and Jared Leto gave Kay his version of Joy. Maybe it was a gift from the department, maybe it was something that they were involved in giving him, which means that, actually, Zach, while Joy may seem and may believe that she is helping him, maybe she was a mole the whole time for the bad guy.
Whoa.
You could kind of read that a little bit, and I think it
but there's
works.
Literally when they first met, she's like, "Oh, I see you're one of our customers. How are you enjoying the product?" That's literally like a line when they first
customers.
meet. She's like,
"Yeah, So it wasn't a gift. We just misremembered the line. Never mind. Moving on from that one.
No, but you're not wrong. Even if he's a customer and bought it, right?
Yeah.
It's still actually, that's a good theory because they're using her to track him throughout the film, right?
They do that throughout the movie,
So it is, even if Joy is an inadvertent mole, she could still be a mole for them. And especially when they're like, oh, wait, this replicant is onto something, let's tap into his product. So when Joy goes rogue and is like, hey, put me into this device so you can carry me wherever, right? And then she goes offline, and then like Love is like, what the fuck, I need to fucking find a that whole thing. I would say that makes sense. That checks out. She's a mole.
I agree.
And her love is fake, and Joy is a fake AI companion, and she's a parasocial relationship. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. The visuals of her, though, like how she picks something up and it's still there, but she's also holding it. The sex scene is so well done. It looks so good. It's weird.
It is weird.
It's weird, and he never consents, and it's very strange, but visually, it's very cool. Like, but obviously, this whole movie visually is fantastic. It's so good. All the visual effects are great. It's shot by Roger Deakins, so you know that it looks fucking incredible because he's a great cinematographer. It's just a very good movie.
Especially giant girl, giant booba, giant big hologram when he's staring out at the blue-haired lady, and she's like, I bet I could bring you some love, and he's like, yeah, I'm fucking sad because my girlfriend just fucking died. You know,
the implications of that scene though are so sad.
Yeah,
when his girlfriend just died, and then he's walking around, and then there's this giant naked commercialized version of her, and he's like, "Oh wait, she was a product the whole time." Fuck.
Yeah, that's fucking brutal.
It is.
It's fucking brutal, but also, shout out to my friend Sam. I'd just like to throw this out onto the podcast. Sam likes big woman.
What?
He wanted me to say that.
Who paid you off? Who blackmailed you?
Sam did. Sam. He liked big
Have
woman.
I met Sam?
Probably at some point.
Goodness, Sam.
He's Simon's brother.
I knew it all along the first time I met you that you would do this on the podcast.
Yeah. Look, if anything, you know I'm a shill.
That's true.
You know I'm going to shill out.
Fair.
And Sam really wanted me to
He
say
just really wanted you to say that?
Yeah. So there you go. I said it.
I think that Sam doesn't like that, actually, and just said that to embarrass you on the show, Zach.
Yeah. No. And I was like, damn, this is a scene that fucking hits hard.
Yeah.
And I could see why it's like the meme that's everywhere was him like staring off into that with his like the tape on the nose and like him just fucked up after all this. Cause it's like, fuck, man, you know?
For sure.
He went through some shit.
I like how he doesn't, aside from the fight with Dave Bautista, he never heals himself throughout the movie. So he's just getting more and more beat up until the point where he just dies at the end. And you're like, fuck.
No, it checks out. Well, the replicants are meant to be very strong, right? So I presume he can take a lot of hits before he's going down, right?
No, for sure.
But yeah, that last stab was a brutal one. That one scene stab where she stabs him in the side and pulls it out and the blood just like shoots out. And it's only there for like 3 frames.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's a brutal fucking stab.
Sure, I agree. It's just a very good movie, and I highly recommend it, and check it out if you haven't seen it.
I liked the ending.
Yeah,
I thought the ending was good. Again, it was spoiled earlier in the film, which I will forever be mad about, but...
Yeah, I think if the final moments were you figuring out where he's taken Harrison Ford would have been better, rather than it being like, oh, it was her.
Yeah, right? You could have pieced it all together. They perfectly set it up for perfect pieces of the puzzle moment.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh my god, she's the one, right?
I think, like, plot-wise, it's interesting, right, compared to the first one, because the first one has more of a... It's kind of got more of a plot where Harrison Ford has got to kill all of these replicants one by one, while also questioning whether or not he should be doing that. It's kind of got more of a plot. This movie's more of like a character journey. Is a character being like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm the kid. Oh,
yeah. It's a character journey, but also it's a good journey.
It's a great journey,
and the story's good. I just think the previous movie had a great story, and And this one had a really good story.
Really good story.
But a great journey.
Yeah.
And I really liked the characters. I thought it was really good. I had a good time.
Got some good action in it. The cave, as you mentioned, that fight in the rain is fucking sick.
I like how evil Love is.
she
I think
really is.
she's a great villain. She's just really fucking evil.
Well, she's programmed just to be mean, so...
Yeah, she's just programmed to be evil.
Yeah.
And I mean, it checks out. I would believe Jared Leto would program a woman to do this, right? You know?
Oh, and also, the doggy lives, which is so good to see. I was so worried.
Yeah! Oh, yeah. No, the dog was definitely the best character.
Yeah, I agree.
Good old whiskey dog. Man, that dog, he was literally me, though. Like, licking Jack Daniels black off the fucking floor. Me too. Johnny Walker Black.
Johnny Walker Black, that's the one.
It's vital. It's vital that everyone knows.
Yes.
Specifically the audience, when Harrison Ford is holding the bottle with the Johnny Walker Black label on it.
I like
It's
that.
vital that you know he was drinking Johnny Walker Black label.
I loved how much product placement they kept in this. Like,
Yeah.
there's Atari product placement in this for no fucking... They're dead, but they're still in this.
Yeah. No, but like, that's funny. Though.
It is funny.
That's Pog.
It is good.
Oh my God, it's the coolest thing ever. Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? Well, check this out. It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic famous foods from restaurants across the country anywhere nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. They ship Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garten's famous cakes. Seriously. So if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT.
It's time for raving reviews.
Oh my God, that revved
but
up.
I'm in charge.
Oh, you're in charge. Wild.
Yeah, I am a normal human.
Oh.
With normal human opinions.
It's interesting that you would...
I get my normal human opinions from Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score, because they are human and not robots. You could tell this because all their reviews are stupid as hell.
Yeah, for real.
For real, no cap. Speaking of which, let's go through them. Let's dive through them. There's a few to go through. Let's jump into it. You've got to guess the rating
That's right.
of these reviews from 0.5 to 5.
What does this have on Rotten Tomatoes, actually? I should look that up.
It has pretty high. Sandra immediately cheating by looking up Rotten Tomatoes scores.
It's got 88 critic, 89 audience. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty high. It's not quite as high as Blade Runner, but I think it's good. All right, George starts us off strong with it's a sin to adapt a premise based on a PKD novel with so little death. Pure eye candy.
So little death?
Depth.
Oh, depth.
Yeah, sorry. I did George a disservice there.
Okay, look, I don't want to be that guy, but do androids dream of Electric Sheep as a short story? There's no depth there. It's a short story. It's a short story. It's not. Blade Runner the movie has more depth.
See, I knew that would immediately bring out the sass in Sandro. He's already sassing.
Also, Philip K. Dick is just not that good of an author.
Whoa!
He's got good
it's
ideas.
The first review, Sandro. Calm down.
Pure eye candy. I'm gonna say that's probably a 3. Right down the middle.
Oh, that was a good guess. It's a 2 out of 5.
Ah, okay,
he was like, meh, it's a sin, meh, right? Like, but you did pick up on that he wasn't quite like a 0.5, you know. Joseph, on the other hand, says absolutely awful. 2+ hours you'll never get back.
Oh yeah, it is 2.5 hours. Oh yeah, we didn't mention that. Did you feel like this movie was too long?
No.
Okay. There's only one scene that I think drags, and that's when he's getting the toy out of the furnace. It just it takes like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I get... The problem with that is obviously you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Like, it's important because it's like he's conflicted and he's like, what's going to happen? But also, that could have just been a quick scene. I'm going to say that review is probably 2 again, I think.
That one's 0.5.
Oh,
it
God,
was
that's
absolutely
so low.
awful. Yeah,
so low. Ow.
Yeah, but this isn't Letterboxd, Sergio. These aren't like real reviews. These are just people being like, actually, I didn't like this. Fuck you.
Letterboxd is just jokes, Zach. I don't think Letterboxd is real reviews.
It's true. Speaking of jokes, gaming's got you. Good movie. The first Blade Runner was much better, though. IMO. This movie had too much nudity for me.
Oh, too much. Oh, you're a prude.
Yeah. Well, I would also agree with them. There was a lot of nudity in this. I can't watch this on the train.
There's just one butt and two boobs.
There's the Jared Leto scene.
Oh, there is the Jared Leto scene. I always forget about that one.
Where nude lady got fucking stabbed. Yeah, I can understand you suppressing any memory with Jared Leto in it.
Wait, we see a bunch of dicks as well in this movie. I forgot about that. All the replicant There is a lot of nudity in this movie. And quite frankly, I'm here for it.
That's fair. I'm with you. I stand with you. As the prophet you are.
There's a lot of, like, imagery about childbirth in this as well, like cutting things open and stuff. Maybe honestly was a little bit heavy-handed, let's be honest.
But anyway. Yeah. Why did Jared Leto stab the woman's uterus? Like, was he just like kind of mad so he felt like stabbing a uterus?
Yeah, because he sucks. That's
why.
why.
That makes sense. No more explanation needed. Anyway, what did gaming?
What was the review again?
He said, good movie. The first Blade Runner was much better though. IMO, this movie had too much nudity for me.
3.5.
Ah, so close. It's 4 out of 5.
Oh, that's surprisingly high. I thought it was going to be lower.
Look, gaming liked the movie. If it didn't have so much nudity, it was 5 out of 5.
Yeah, well, okay.
Ella had 2... Oh, sorry. I really have to jump in here. This is my new favorite segment on the show.
Oh, no.
Which I hope never comes back. This is... rated so low because of Jared Leto.
Oh, I like this. I like it. Well, maybe one of my connections is Jared Leto.
Yeah, no. That's why I said I hope this section doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Ella says 2.5 because Jared Leto is in this movie.
Guess 2.5 is my
It's
guess.
2.5.
Woo!
Nice, Sandro. You're on the board. Well, Sandro, you might like Andrew's review, who said, I liked it. I do wish Jared Leto was the one that got choked and drowned. Although, he probably would have liked it.
Oh, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone can have their own things.
Yeah.
It's whatever. But also, fuck Jared Leto. That one's probably... That one might be high. That might be like a 4.
That's a 4 out of 5.
Ooh.
You're on the money. Well done.
All right.
All right, when finally, for the last part of the Jared Leto section, we have Nathan, who said, I wanted to give it 4 stars, but Jared Leto had to be involved.
3.5.
Ah, that one's 3 out of 5.
Oh, wow, he got a whole star deduction.
Yeah,
Damn.
Jared Leto dunked a whole star from it. Damn, maybe they should have removed that star from this movie. All I'm saying.
He's not a star, though, Zach.
Yeah, he is to me, Sandro.
Oh, a shit star. Get fucked, Jared Leto.
You could say a brown star because he's an asshole.
He's a butt. He's a big old butthole.
All right, that's enough of Jared Leto. We have John, who said, we had Barbie's Ken playing the heavy. Enough said.
He's not. Is he that heavy? 5 out of 5.
It's 0.5.
What the fuck?
I hated this movie. I don't know.
What the fuck was that review?
It's just wrong.
That's awful. Anyway.
Thank you, Rotten Tomatoes. Once again, you are beautiful. And finally, I will finish this review section off with Robert, who says he's literally just me.
Oh, he's literally just you. That's going to be 5 out of 5.
He is just literally me. It's 5 out of 5.
I'm gonna guess which review yours was, and it might be he's literally just me. But you've been saying that all episode that's gotta be a red herring. 100% that's a red herring. I think your review is Jared Leto getting choked.
Look, I really tried to hide that one, but of course, I really wish that Jared Leto was the one who got choked and drowned. It's true. It's a fact.
I don't think we can say that, but also, who cares?
Yeah, no, I did feel a bit guilty. I'm like, I'm dunking on Jared Leto a lot.
No, he
like,
deserves
he
it.
might
Fuck
be,
that guy.
Yeah, he might be okay, but then I'm like, nah, fuck him, actually.
Exactly.
Good on you, Jared.
All right. Well, that is the whole episode right there. Thank you so much for listening, as always, to another Blade Runner review. Maybe we'll do the TV show when it comes out.
Yeah.
That's fine. It could be fun. Because we're changing things so much up on the main show that maybe we'll just do a whole season of TV. Who knows?
Whoa, that would be crazy, dude.
For real. That's so much stuff to watch. We'd have to go on break for a month to do that.
It's true.
If you like the show, though, thank you so much for listening, first of all. If you want to help us out, tell on a friend. That really helps. Be like, hey, friend, you're a fucking replicant, bro.
Whoa! And they'd be like, what are you talking about, man? And then we go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be like, but then go watch this podcast. And by watch, I mean listen to.
Yes.
And they'll explain it for you. They'll make total sense of the whole thing.
You can watch this podcast if you want. It's on YouTube. My favorite thing about YouTube is that the ads that generate on YouTube are like the ads that we get in America. So they're like for like American products that we don't get. It's very funny. I like that a lot. But that's on YouTube.
That's pretty pog.
Thanks for everyone who drops comments and shit. We got another comment the other day being like, I wanted this to be the movie. Which always brings a smile to my face because I don't know if that's genuine or that's an inside joke.
Oh, no, it definitely is. Someone was like, God damn it, I needed to find the movie on YouTube. And then they find us and they're like, they click on it because it's an hour and something.
Exactly.
So they're like, this is the movie. And then it's not. It's just two white guys talking about a movie, I
think the episode that was on was the Ice Cream Truck Wars episode, which that's
nice,
a damn good movie.
That was a great one.
There's links in the episode description, as well as links to patreon.com/oldiebuddygoodypod, where Zach, right now, you can get bonus episodes, including the brand new one on Freddy vs. Jason.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's out right
Freddy
now.
versus Jason.
Shout out to our new editor, Mr. Starkey, who edited that. Go watch him on Twitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's editing that one right as we're recording, actually. He's editing that, so that'll be up on Patreon. Go check that out. Next Patreon episode for December is Beverly Hills Cop 4. And there's links to all that in the episode description. Now it's time for you to pick a movie from what I've picked. And Zach, I've got a twist, because here's the thing, there's connections, we're doing connections. The only connection that I can't use is that it's a dystopian sci-fi. Can't do that connection.
It's true. We can't use the previous connection that we used this week to get the movie. We can't use that one. So you can't choose a dystopian sci-fi.
Well, I can, but I have to go about it in a different way.
But you have to connect it in a different way.
Yeah.
So you could still have, like, I don't know, like robots in it, right?
For sure.
This movie had... Well, actually, it didn't have... replicants aren't robots. You can't have an AI girlfriend. Well, no, you can have an AI girlfriend, sorry. Everyone can. It's real life.
That's true.
They're out there.
I've got a bunch of connections ranging from direct links to... I don't think any of these are stretches, and I want to watch all of these as well.
Okay. These are no Southland Tales where you're just
There's no Southland Tales in here, yes.
Hey, this looks cool. Let's do this one, Zach. Oh, wait, this movie was fucking garbage.
There is no Southland Tales in this mix. You've got to ask questions to try and figure out which one is which, pick which one is your favorite. Now, Zach, I've got a bit of a twist here, because usually we've been doing 3 movies, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't cut it down from 5.
Ooh,
I couldn't get it down
5?
from 5 movies. I got 5 movies. And here's what I'm going to do, and it's a trial. This might not work.
Okay.
You can ask 2 broad questions about all 5 of these movies. At the end of those 2 broad questions, you've got to narrow it down to 3.
Oh,
so you've got to cut out 2.
Yeah.
They're no longer options.
Oh, shit.
And then you can ask further questions about those 3 movies.
Okay, I've got 2 broad questions, but I want to start off with the really bad one that you asked the other week, because that one was really fun.
You want that to be a broad question?
Yeah. Which was the colors question, because I really liked that one. That one was really fun to give, like, color ideas for movies.
Honestly, if you want to save that for when you only have 3 movies, go for it, because you might need a little bit of help here.
Ooh, that might be a good idea. Okay.
Right.
I gotta think more tactically about this now.
Yes.
Because I was coming into this, I'm gonna ask for colors, I'm gonna ask for things. Okay, genres. Let's go genres of movies.
Genres?
For all of them.
We usually start off with years, but you're just going to jump right into genres.
I might skip years because I've got to figure out what I need to keep and get rid of. And if any of these say rom-com, they're gone.
Fair enough. All right. Option number 1 is a noir.
Ooh. Okay, I can already see the semi-connections. Mostly Rain, right?
Maybe.
XD Lamau.
Option number 2 is a sci-fi.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Like, there's connections.
Option number 3 is a thriller.
Ooh, okay. We've got a good variety.
Option number 4 is a weird one. It's a Black Mirror style sci-fi.
Ah.
So like a sci-fi drama sort of thing.
Interesting. Okay.
And then option number 5, I'll just say sci-fi for that one, because that's the broad. There's a lot of sci-fis here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the 5 movies.
Okay, that's my first question. Okay, I've got a good range there. I could ask years, but this is my big, broad question. This is how it narrowed down. I need to know some information about this that will decide which ones I cut or not.
Which ones you cut, yeah. I thought you were going to ask years. I was ready for it, and you're not going to do it. Very interesting.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking whether years is the better one, or I go with, like, actor, right?
That would help.
But it's like, which one's going to help me narrow it down more?
Exactly.
Actors. Let's go actors.
All right.
Let's see how we go.
Number 1, which is the noir, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Ooh.
I'm just coming straight out the gate. Just coming straight out the gate.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I think I'm seeing a connection here.
Number 2, which is a sci-fi.
Yep.
Charlize Theron. Movie number 3, Bryan Cranston.
Ooh. I do like Bryan Cranston.
Option number 4, Scarlett Johansson. That was the Black Mirror sci-fi one. Scarlett Johansson.
What has she done that's Black Mirror? It's not the, because you could do, and I'm just going to throw out a thing here.
Okay.
I'm just going to throw it out. You could do, what's the one where she plays a Japanese lady?
Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell, right? That would make sense.
Hey, it could be Ghost in the Shell.
It could be.
I'm
just saying, no, but like that makes sense as a connection to this movie, though, right?
It's true. I can't confirm nor deny that, though.
Yeah.
Which may have shot that movie in the foot, that if I picked it or if I picked a different one. I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll have to figure it out.
It just means I'm not picking the Scarlett Johansson one, Sandro.
Ah, that's a shame. And then your 5th one, which was also a sci-fi. I don't really know who to give you for this one. I'm going to go for... let's go John David Washington. Denzel Washington's son.
Oh, Denzel. Yeah.
He's in a bunch of stuff. He's in, like, Tenet.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. I'm cutting Scarlett Johansson just in case
Fair.
Ghost in the Shell is even an option.
That's fair. I would also cut Ghosts in the Show.
Yeah, right? Like, so that's an easy one to get out of the way.
Okay.
The next one is a lot harder.
Yes.
And I'm not sure which one. Because all of these sound pretty good. My instinct is to try and cut out the sci-fis, right? Because we've just done a bit of sci-fi, right?
For sure.
But I'm not sure which ones were the sci-fi. It was...
You've got Charlize Theron or John David Washington.
I will cut out Theron. I'll get rid of the Theron
right.
one. Yeah, look, I know, but like, you would add the two. It's like, I don't know. I don't have enough context, Sandro. It's your fault.
That's fair. You don't. That is the problem with this, is you don't have enough context. All right.
Yeah, like, you could give me you could give me years as well. It could change my mind.
As a last-ditch effort, no.
Yeah.
It kind of goes against the whole rules
Yeah,
that
all right,
I've made.
All right, get it out of here.
Do you want to know which ones you've cut?
Yeah, go
All
for
right.
it. Yeah, that's cool. I like this.
You cut Aeon Flux, and I really wanted to watch it.
Aeon Flux, what the fuck is that?
It's a Charlize Theron cyberpunk movie.
That does sound pretty fun.
The Scarlett Johansson one that you cut was Her.
Is that the one where she unlocks 100% of her brain?
No, that's the one where she plays an AI girlfriend.
Oh! Hey, look, I predicted the connection.
You predicted the connection!
I predicted a connection. There it is.
That's
there
right.
it is.
I didn't really want to watch that one anyway. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, that is funny. That is funny. Look, that was a good pick to be in this, and a good pick for me to cut immediately.
All right, well, you've got 3 left, and again, I would have been happy with any of these, so I'm happy with whatever one you want. Ask some questions. You've got the Harrison Ford noir, you got the Bryan Cranston one, you got the John David Washington one.
Sandro?
Yes.
I want some colors. Which is going to be great for the noir one, because it's black and white.
Actually, it isn't exactly black and white.
Okay.
Blue and orange.
Ooh.
Blue and orange.
That's a cool color. Like, tinge of blue, just regular blue, or is it like a navy blue?
Kind of like an aqua blue, like a greeny blue.
Okay, aqua blue.
Yeah,
greeny blue.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's important. That's an important blue shade. Okay.
For the Bryan Cranston one, I'm going to go with purple.
Purple?
Purple and like blue. Purple and blue. another blue one, but a bit more of like a deeper blue.
Like a more navy-ish sort of blue. Okay. What genre was that one again?
That's the thriller. These have all got very similar colors, actually.
Yeah.
For the sci-fi one, it is green again.
Green.
And mist. So like grey.
Oh,
like green and
what the
grey.
fuck?
But not like dark grey, but like a light grey.
Sorry, these get me a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Years. Give me years.
Years?
I want the years right now.
Number 1, which is the Harrison Ford one, 1985.
1985. Okay. It's in his prime. That's good.
For Bryan Cranston, 2011.
That's near his prime, right? That's well, it's coming off his prime, right? Breaking Bad's just kind of finishing.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
For John David Washington, it is 2023.
Whoa. That
Yeah.
Ooh, we've got some choices.
That's right.
You've cooked up some good ones here, haven't you?
I know. And you cut 2 good ones as well.
No, I cut one good one.
Wait, which one's the bad one?
The bad one's the Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
The other one sounded really fun, but also probably terrible. All right, you did it last time. I want to do some weird ones as well.
Okay.
I want more weird questions on this.
I like weird ones. What?
What type of dessert would you pair with each of these movies?
Oh my goodness. All right.
It can't be a main course. It has to be a dessert specifically.
Harrison Ford's one is a tiramisu.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Tiramisu. The Bryan Cranston one is like a panna cotta. But like an alcoholic panna cotta.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That's cool. Yeah. That's
yeah.
Bryan Cranston. I feel like he's putting whiskey in his panna cotta.
I have no idea for the John David Washington one. Probably like something really like vanilla ice cream with maybe like syrup over it. It's not really that fancy.
Yeah, with like chocolate syrup.
But it also is fancy, but it's also not fancy.
It's in a cone, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no,
it's
definitely.
in a cone, and it's yeah. Okay, this was a great question.
That was a great question. I love that question.
That was a great answer as well. I'm very tempted with the tiramisu now because that was a very quick tiramisu, and a tiramisu is so specific. I'm like, I need it. This is noir. I'm vibing with that one.
Yeah,
that
for
one
sure.
kind of fucks. But I'm not sure if I want to go with the Harrison Ford connection.
Why not? Why not?
I don't know if I want to go. I'm just saying I don't know if I want to go with it. What information do I need? How long are these movies?
Ooh,
How
very
long
good
is each
question.
movie? Yeah, that's gonna be. I was like, what would help me decide?
Movie number 1 is an hour and 50 minutes.
Yep.
Movie number 2 is an hour and 40 minutes.
Okay.
Movie number 3 is 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh, that one's a bit long.
A little bit on the
That one's a
longer
bit long.
side, but
Okay.
they're all a good length.
I'm not vibing with vanilla and chocolate syrup right now.
You're not vibing with that last one. All right, that's fair.
Look, it's a bit longer. It's vanilla chocolate syrup. I'd rather have an alcoholic panna cotta or a nice tiramisu. Those are sounding great. That one's just sounding like it's not for me right now, you know?
You got one more question.
One more question. I came up with a creative one, but I'm going to go back to another basic one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I want to try and pick these. I'm going to do Rotten Tomato scores, higher or lower than 50%.
They're all higher than 50%.
All higher.
They're
Okay,
all higher.
Well, that gave me zero information.
Exactly. That's why it's a free one.
Okay, all right. I can come up with one more. Okay. If you were to date one of these movies,
okay.
If one of these movies was personified as a person, who do you think? Because you're obviously going to break up with them eventually because it's a movie. It's just not going to happen. Which
real.
one do you think relationship would last the longest?
Probably the third one. I'd be scared of the other two.
Oh, shit. All right. Number 3, you're out of here. You're too basic. If you're vanilla ice cream, I want someone where I go, I
right.
can fix them, Sandro.
Yeah.
I can fix them.
So which one do you want? Bryan Cranston, Harrison Ford.
Ooh. All right. These are my 2 choices. Sandro, can I ask you one more question?
Sure, why not?
which of them would win in a fight of these two?
Fuck, that's a good question. I don't know because I haven't seen them, Zach.
No, but like just from vibes alone.
From
just
vibes
from
alone,
vibes.
I think it would be even.
These two options sound like they both fuck. All right, both of them are good.
I feel like maybe the second one, but also I don't.
What year was the second one? That was 2011.
Yeah, maybe the second one, but also I don't know. I think it would be a stalemate. I think they both just kill each other.
Yeah. Well, that checks out. That makes sense. Damn.
And unfortunately, Zach, you have run out of questions. So
yeah, no, I think I'm fully out of questions now. Yeah. I just have to make a choice.
You have to make a choice.
So here's the thing. I get the vibe of the noir 19-something.
Yeah, the 80s, yeah.
Like, I know how that movie's going to taste, right?
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to enjoy. It's the Bryan Cranston one that could go either way right now, right?
I'm gonna give you a little hint here. The Harrison Ford one has 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, again, I'm going to enjoy it.
And the Bryan Cranston one has 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Fuck! Oh my god, they're so even. They're so even. They're evenly matched. They're evenly deserted. I'm so glad I got rid of the other one. Fuck the other one. Oh, this is the hardest choice of my life, Sandro.
It's a pretty tough choice.
We need to go back to the colors. This is what choosing.
Colors.
We got blue and orange.
And then like purple with like a dark blue.
Purple with a dark blue, but it's a thriller?
Yeah.
And it's from 2011. What the fuck is going on in this movie? What the fuck is this movie? If I don't pick it, I'll regret it. I'm going to pick the panna colada, panna cotta. I'm going to pick the panna cotta.
We have picked the second option every fucking week.
I know, but like, I was so tempted to pick the first. This is like, there's like, it's literally even, Sandro. It's literally, I just want to live on the wild side.
You're going wild side. All right, you're picking number 2. Let's reveal them. You discarded it earlier, so anyone Flux and her, they're out of here. The other one that was out of here was The Creator.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw ads for this movie. Yep. This is the movie I was actually kind of vaguely thinking of when you said them. Yeah, because I saw ads for this, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's the director of Rogue One. It's like an android AI sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I did like Rogue One, so I probably would have enjoyed this.
The Harrison Ford one that you did not go with, but it was the nice tiramisu, that is a movie called Witness.
Oh, yeah.
Noir movie. An Amish boy witnesses a murder, and then Harrison Ford has to try and, like, get the information from the boy. It looks good. It looks brooding. It looks fun.
Yeah, again, I would have enjoyed this. I would have had fun. This would have been a good time.
But the movie that you picked, Zach, is called Drive. Now, you see, the problem is when I Google this, it comes up with the Ryan Gosling movie, Sandro. That's because that's what we're doing, Zach.
No!
I gotcha!
No!
See, I gotcha with the old trickaroo. Because the connection for Drive is that Ryan Gosling's in it.
Fuck! I've been bamboozled.
I gotcha.
Heckin' bamboozled.
I've wanted to watch this movie for fucking ever, so I'm very glad you picked this.
No, I think this was a great reveal that it was the Ryan Gosling connection. But it's like, I've watched a lot of Harrison Ford. I haven't watched as much Ryan Gosling. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
I'm happy. This is definitely, I knew exactly what these two movies were from the like, the colors and the desserts. And it was literally just like, do I want to drive or do I want to help a small Amish boy? And I was like, fuck the Amish boy. I want to drive.
You're gonna, and next week we're driving on Drive with the movie Drive.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's drive.
Which will be good fun. And then you're going to pick a movie. And Zach, here's the thing that I want to reveal. We're going to be doing this next year. We're keeping it going.
Whoa! We're keeping it going because we're having so much fun because we're enjoying it? What do you mean?
It's actually really fun, actually. I like it.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Sandro, you're going to enjoy my little twist in the rules next week. It's a very mean one. It's a very cruel one. All I'm going to say is think up some good questions, Sandro.
no.
Think up some good questions.
All right, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to Drive. Zach, next week, Drive. Get your drugs ready. We're driving.
Oh, shit. Let's drive.
This movie looks trippy as fuck. I can't wait.
Yeah, this definitely has cocaine, and it's fucking panna cotta.